Hello and welcome, Rahul. You're watching me on my Facebook page on my YouTube channel of my talk show, and if you're watching me consistently, welcome back to my channel. I always come up with new ideas and try to inform you of latest development, whatever is happening in the real world, because I strongly feel that if you keep yourself motivated and updated, you'll be able to support your livelihood in a better way. Because it is important and essential that we be apt for each and every opportunity that comes our way or whatever we want to embark on. We can make ourselves a better personality, a better adept personality who can be able to feed himself and his family in a better way. Because if you don't have a job or an activity or any business, then it will be difficult for you to survive in the today's arena, especially in India, where inflation is, though it is on figure very low, but we have seen that in recent 5 or 6 years the inflation has risen enough. The commodities prices has risen enough, almost doubled, and that is not tolerable. If you are not earning too much, you will not be able to support your life in a better way, and that is why it is essential. I always iterate and emphasize on those points, how to make more money and how to make yourself apt for each and every scenario. Yeah, if you have good skills, you should hone your skills, because what happens, many people have persons in digital world, but they are not able to identify the opportunity. The same is true in offline also, where jobs are available, but they are not able to apply because they are not having the relevant skills, where they are lagging. And that is why I always say that you have neuroplasticity in your brain. All you need to do, you need to pressurize it to work, to learn. Life has only one thing which should be given importance: learning, unlearning, and relearning. Leave all those skills which is not relevant today. Learn and relearn those skills which is needed. Yeah, it may be that you will forget skills which you have developed for a longer time, but if the time comes to use that base skill, you learn it, you relearn that base skill, and that is what will amplify your knowledge, amplify your ability to execute all the tasks that are going to be coming in your way. And that is what I want to tell you, that there is no dearth of money in the world. There is no dearth of money. All we know that it is our inability to function in a way that can attract money. It is our inability. We are not able to attract money. We are not able to make money. We are not able to cash in on the opportunity that are coming our way. We are not able to capitalize on opportunity that are coming our way. We have to identify that, and for that, a strong mindset is important. Each and every time, if you have a strong mindset, if you have vision and clarity, what should be done, which kind of steps should be taken, you can make your worth millions. Starting to identify what is needed and where you have to apply your mind, and what you have to apply so that its implications could be good. You have to identify. If you don't have money initially, if you are really bankrupt, learn certain skills a little bit, until you find a job. When you accumulate a lot of money, not much more, but in Indian rupees, if you have 5 lakh or 10 lakh, then you can start a good business as well. But I'm not telling you traditional businesses. I'm not telling you to open certain outlets which cannot be scaled up. Try to find those opportunity where you can scale up. You understand? Where you can brought it to where you can bring it to automation, and later on you can scale it up on a bigger scale. That should be your vision. If you're looking higher, if you're aiming higher, you'll end up at certain point where it will be enough for you to meet your ends, or to make you a standard person. Because if your aim is too high, you'll end up at certain height where even it will be higher for the general people around. So that kind of perception, that kind of visual uh, perception, and immaculate perception you should have, so that you can take impeccable actions accordingly. Until unless you don't take action, how you can make money? People ask that. But I want to tell you one trick here, one secret here, that imagination, dream is more important. Many people even don't have that courage to dream, to contemplate ideas in between, their mind, because this is here. It has a very strong ability to attract things in your life. You can manifest exactly what you think of, what you want to be. All you need to visualize, you need to have that very dream in your mind. Then you start acting on that. But before that, if you don't think that it is achievable, if you don't have that dream, if you don't have that courage to think that very goal which you can attract, which you can have, how can you actually materialize it in physical world? You won't have ability to materialize it. And that is why when you will have a conception, you will percept that dream for your own self, that you want to be there, at that height, then it will start getting better and better. It will get attracted towards you. First of all, you should have a vision. Later on, yeah, you have to align your activities accordingly. But many times, universe conspire in such a way that you won't even imagine what kind of physical reality it can present in front of you. Universal forces are very strong and very subtly it acts, though there are many forces acting in between. Even many forces want to stop you as well. But universal forces works in a very different way, very subtle. One acts very slowly, in a physical form, which get materialized. One acts at very, very subtly, on your subtle level, that is called your intuition, and your imagination, that is very subtle. But in between, there are many forces acting randomly to stop you, to facilitate you, because forces are always acting. You have to identify how to move yourself forward. And until unless you don't visualize yourself that you can have positive, constructive ideas, how you can achieve something important? You should have positive and constructive ideas. Then only you can act upon that, and then you can materialize it. But before happening, before even you realize that you can achieve that thing, many forces want to sabotage you, sabotage your confidence. Your self-confidence is the biggest thing that can pave the way for you. But before it can give you a conviction about your own self, many forces act subtly on that to sabotage your self-confidence, to obliterate your self-confidence. And you have to work on that. You have to recognize what is stopping you, what creates more constraint and barriers, in which way, in which subtle form. And once you identify that, you work on that very skill at that very particular time, why it is getting dissipated, why it is getting obliterated. You have to think of, and you have to consistently act on that, because habit is something that can make you everything possible. If you are consistently acting on a single thing, 10,000 times, more than that, you will be expert on that very field, and nobody can stop you, nobody can cast aspersion, nobody will be skeptical about it. You will certainly be able to achieve that. This is the reality of consistent activities. Nobody can stop you. I told you in the initially that it is not difficult to achieve money in your life. It is not difficult. Every constraint here arises here in your brain. You have to think of yourself that you can attain everything. You can have every opportunity and you can become everything. If you are literate, if you have done graduation in your life, you have every opportunity and every ability. That way you have to think. All you need to do, you need to execute tasks that is needed. Whatever you have achieved until now, it is very profound and very significant. We try to belittle that. You won't have to belittle it. You have to have conviction about your own self. Then only you will act on that very particular thing. Thank you for listening to me.